I've been trying to give it some time to see if the feeling would pass, but it's been weighing on me, and it's been something that I've been thinking about as soon as I wake up and right before I go to bed. I want a divorce or an annulment. I don't know if we qualify for an annulment with how much time we've been married, but yeah, I'm pretty sure about this. Where is this coming from? We were literally just talking about like coffee. Gabby, I don't think you should really act surprised. I think I showed a lot of signs. So all that complaining about my family, this is what it culminates to. I guess I should have seen it coming because literally ever since we got married, that's all you've complained about. Yeah, and it wasn't just complaining about your family. It was something on a deeper level. This isn't the typical family that you have. For one, your family drove away a very healthy-minded individual named Miranda. She took her daughter and fled the state. That should show you like what your family does to people. I think you need to get your facts straight on why Miranda. You don't know Miranda. I do, and the reason that she left wasn't simply because of my family. It was because her son. What happened to her son? You think she wanted to live in the same town after that happened? You think she wanted to live in the same house? No. This town brought her terrible luck. Okay, with all due respect though, I don't know Miranda, but I would say that maybe she would have taken her son's death a little bit better if before it she hadn't lived years worth of trauma. I think this was just the final straw. Your mom, no offense, browbeat her, talked down to her, was just toxic. Even the stories Joey used to tell me, like, I could piece together how horrible it must have been for her. It's just funny to me that I should have been more awake to the fact that this marriage clearly wasn't about you loving me. Because right now, I don't feel like you ever really did. You didn't even give our marriage a year. Won't even give our marriage 12 months. No, I love you. I do. But I think that it will eventually trickle down to me. Your mom has already been crazy with me. And I don't want a life of that. And I'm sorry that I wasn't sure-footed when we got married. I should have avoided this. But, you know, your mom is allegedly getting back with that toxic boyfriend of hers. Your brother, my ex, is getting back with Melissa, most likely. The toxicity is only going to get worse in this family, and am I really supposed to be a carrier to a baby and bring a baby into this family, or you carry my baby into this family? I can't go through IVF or IUI knowing that at any given moment your mom could turn on me and push me down a flight of stairs. And please don't say that's far-fetched, because she did it to her own mother. Please don't look at me like that. I never wanted to hurt you. I'm not trying to throw myself a pity party here. I'm not. But I know for a fact that I was a good partner, a better than good partner. I did nothing wrong. In this short amount of time that we were together, I did try to give you everything emotionally and everything in between. I opened up to you like I didn't open up to anyone else. Gabby, sweetie, you've been gold to me. You've been amazing. I couldn't have asked for a better partner. It's really not you, and it's not me. It's your family. I know, look, there are people who say when you marry someone, you marry into the family, and I think that's one of these situations, and I am not comfortable with it. I want to like my in-laws. That's part of it for me, and I think that's fair. I think you're allowed to say, I want to like my in-laws when you marry someone. I think it's part of the package. We're talking about holidays moving forward. We're talking about baby parties, bridal. Well, the bridal stuff is over with, but you know what I mean. I'm gonna have to see your family for the rest of my life. I don't think a lot of people take that into consideration when they marry someone. I still stand by the fact that you never truly loved me. Because as I sit right here in this chair across from you, I don't feel loved. I feel like I entered into a marriage by mistake. And I don't take that back. I don't regret any word of it. Because now I'm going to be a divorced woman. Just like everyone else in my family is divorced. Now I fulfill that prophecy too. Gabby, you can take this any way you like and interpret it any way you like. You're valid for that. Really, like, this is your experience. I'm not going to tell you how to feel or how to interpret how I'm leaving you, but I want a divorce and I want it clean. I don't, we did sign a prenup, so this doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be crazy and bad, and it could just be 1, 2, 3. We go our separate ways, and I'm sure you'll find someone stronger than me that can deal with your family, but you have to remember, like, I already dealt with your brother. I've already gotten some scars. I don't need any more. As my lawyer, is there any wording, signage, something we can put up in the church to remove liability from me when something like this happens in the future, if, God forbid, something like this happens in the future? Because I understand, I get it. A woman gave birth and tragedy happened in my church. And I'm liable as the owner because of what happened, because of my staff members. And yeah, I'm well aware. There's nothing. No, I'll find another lawyer if you can't find me some sort of wording that can strip me of liability, because everything else, in a grocery store, there's a wet floor sign. You slip with that wet floor sign out, no liability. You get what I'm saying? But forget that. The lawsuit. First of all, I want this handled outside of court. I want to see if we can settle with them, with the family, in any way. I don't want this being brought to the forefront. I want this to be a private matter. I don't care if they want to go to court. I want to see if they'll settle. Everyone has a number that they'll settle for. And the fact that they're not looking to take the baby, you think they're going to win in court? Some sort of settlement when they don't even want their own family? You know what I'm saying? So that's what I want you to do. Look for some sort of wording. Ask, a computer or something that we can put up in the church when you walk through the doors. If something happens to you, it's not on me. Okay? We have to look into that stuff anyway for when I do open my natural birth wing. And second of all, I want it settled out of court. All right? Yeah. Only get back to me if you have good news. We're still being investigated. I think the police and the family want someone to be held accountable for what happened that day. But at the same time, I don't think they're super certain that they can pinpoint what happened on one person. Do you blame the ushers? Do you blame the quote-unquote priest? Or do you blame me? It's little for them to work with in terms of evidence. Got it. I don't know how all that legal stuff works in terms of lawsuits and wrongful death, stuff like that. What are you going to do now? What comes next? Well, after speaking with my lawyer, it looks like if they can't, it might be both, but if they can't find someone to arrest and put in handcuffs, it's going to be a big lawsuit. So my goal right now is to minimize backlash, minimize public image strain, and settle out of court. How are the people at the church taking it? So I've spoken to a lot of them, but you're down there, on ground level, seeing these people a lot. How do they view it? It's mixed. Some people are not coming back because of what happened. Other people are pointing fingers at everyone, including the woman herself, for attending church so late to her, so close to her delivery. I'm not trying to point fingers though. What I am trying to do is come out of this looking better than I did going into it. And I know that sounds crazy, but I was thinking about making an offer to adopt the baby. People blaming the woman herself for what happened to her when she was giving birth. Those people can go to hell. Just because she wanted to go to church before delivering a baby. Judgmental. That's what that is. But what happens if, you offer to adopt the baby and the family says, okay, are you prepared to raise a kid? Because then you look stupid if you offer this and then say no when they say yes. I don't think the family would actually go for it. They would rather put the baby in a foster home. I believe that. And that's what I'm betting on. I'm doing this for well-intentioned reasons. I would adopt the baby. I don't care. Could be my miracle baby. Your aunt would love to take care of a child. What I want is the people of my church to know that even something terrible happened in my place, I still extended the olive branch to try to do the right thing and adopt the baby who's a victim of terrible circumstances. Okay. And then they look bad when you offered to take in their orphan baby and they said no. You come out looking like roses. Exactly. They're gonna say no, and I still look good. Not that it matters. I don't care about my image. I just want to make sure people know the truth. You just said that you brought it up to Tiffany, right? How did that go? Yeah, Tiffany, she's immediately no. Makes sense. We want kids of our own one day. And I have a daughter out there that's missing. I don't think it's wise to take in another baby. Okay. Do you yourself really want to adopt the girl? Nah. Crossed my mind for a millisecond. I really wanted it, but nah. So I was gonna say, it would look really good on your part and for our family if you stepped up and adopted that baby. People would be amazed. We would turn lemons into lemonade. I'd rather make my own lemonade with Tiffany. I feel bad for the baby. But yeah, it's not right. For me, at least. Alright, I'm not gonna push. I'll make my offer though. We'll see what the family says then. Alright. I went home and I slept on it. It wasn't an easy decision to make. But I do want to be with you. Even if it feels wrong. I don't know how many more years I have left. I'm sure you feel the same way, given how uncertain life has been. But I want to spend the rest of my life with you. I just hope you can forgive me for the terrible things I've done. Well, I'm glad you're not going to be stubborn. I think we are at the age in life where we can do without the stubbornness and long drawn out conversational battles. But what are these things that I would condemn you for so much that you hate yourself about? I feel like if I told you, I don't know, you'd never look at me again, if not worse. Okay. Can't really imagine what could be so terrible, given all the things I've done, or attempted to do at times. Maybe. for the best of our relationship, we should just keep those things private. Not everything needs to be on the table when two people are together. Sometimes it's good to have a little mystery. Can you be with me, not knowing all the truth? Because I think that might be the only way you and I can be together. Yes. We're not in our 20s anymore. We don't need to play these silly games and I don't know. It's not like we're gonna go on a game show where we have to guess one another's favorite color. Who cares at this point? You make me happy, or whatever feeling it is you give me that I enjoy, and I make you happy. We enjoy each other's company. And you know what? That's all that matters. Where we are in life, it's not easy to find people that we enjoy to share company with. Why complicate it? Alright, so we both have skeletons in our closet, I guess. There is one condition though that I wanna try to, I guess, mitigate, lessen my karma a little bit. If I'm gonna be with you, I wanna say sorry to your son. I want to look him in his eyes and apologize like a man. Admirable. Because we broke up over you hating him. Over your grand disdain and spiking his drink at my daughter's wedding. Why do you all of a sudden, is it just to look good to me or... And also, I don't think that Joey really even cares for an apology. You know, maybe you don't have to go out of your way for such a thing with him. He's busy with his own stuff. Not just for that. For other things too. Okay, I'm not gonna stop you from apologizing to my son. If that's what you want to do. It's nice. It might be a way to leave off on a better foot this time around. I'm really not in the mood for my family to be fighting. If you're going to be in my life, I want you to get along. So I will tell him, but I can't assure you that he will want to sit down with you or be in the same room with you after you spiked his drink and said horrible things to him and have always been on his back. You can't necessarily blame him for not wanting to see you. You can't necessarily blame him for him not wanting me to be with you. Well, can you try to get him to agree for me? So I don't go, completely to hell after I hit the bricks. I will try. I will do my best. But you have to assure me that it will not come to blows and fisticuffs and you will be civil with him. Because I do not think that just because you are getting a second chance with me, that all of your disdain for my son has dissolved. I'm not a fool. I know you still don't like him. And I get why. But if you want to be in my life, and I want you to be in my life, then we have to coexist with him. Because he is a major part of it. He is my son. We all went through something terrible and it brought us together. I just have a very guilty conscience. But being with you outweighs my desire to right my wrongs, I guess. I'd rather live the rest of my life with my sins and spend it with you, you know, my last breaths with you. And then I'll take whatever consequences I get in the afterlife, you know what I mean? Well, that is where you and I are very similar. We both share a lot of guilt for the lives we've led. But that can't hold us back from having a nice relationship moving forward. You know, every time I see someone leave a nice comment about me, saying that I've redeemed myself or that I'm a new version of myself, I cringe. Because I know they're wrong. But I'm still breathing and so are you. So, let's make the most of our breath while we still have it. Yeah. So just ask him for me.